Brain hemorrhage, next on the Metal Pulpit. Okay, so when I say brain hemorrhage, I'm not talking about the latest Christian metal band, okay? So it sounds kind of like a cool name. So I think if I ever start my own metal band, well, I already have one name on it. Those of you that at Audio Feed, did you find the name on the poster by the Sanctuary tent? It was there. But yeah, brain hemorrhage. Okay, so here's what's going on. Back in April, I had a debilitating headache. Now, I realize in today's days we see on Facebook, have a migraine headache, gonna lay low today. And quite honestly, the headache I had, it was a migraine, but it was much more than that. What happened was it just came on in the evening one night, and during the night we had a blizzard here in Wisconsin, and it took me out. I was in bed for 2 or 3 days. I got up here and there, but I had a fever, couldn't move my neck. It was rough, and a headache like I've never had before. Well, I have multiple sclerosis as well, and I went in for my routine MRI, and I spoke with my neurologist. He goes, anything else you want to talk about? And I told him about this headache and all the symptoms. He goes, let's add an MRA to the MRI and see what happens. Well, that day, which is about almost 3 weeks ago, he called me on my way home from the hospital, and it wasn't good news. What happened was he said, we need to meet tomorrow, and anytime a doctor says we need to meet tomorrow, actually his nurse, it's kind of a red flag. It makes you nervous, and it really well, makes you trust God more and more. And so I went to the meeting. I asked him on the phone, I said, can't you just tell me? He goes, no, we can't give you that type of information over the phone. And it wasn't a good situation. Well, fast forward a couple hours, and there I am at the doctor's office, at the neurologist's office. He goes, okay, so what happened in April, revealing from your MRA, is that you had a brain hemorrhage. And then he went on to say, in this MRA's scan, he showed me 2 areas that are at what's called 1.5 millimeters, aneurysms. Okay, so now I have 2 aneurysms going on in my head, and if they get up to 5 millimeters, then quite honestly, they have to go in and do surgery, put clips in or a coil just to get those things to go away, and ultimately, in his words, for me to survive. It was a dangerous situation, but the wording that he used for this, he said, that brain hemorrhage you had was a warning shot. In other words, there is something going on, and this warning shot saved me. I could have had a worse fate from this brain hemorrhage, but thank God I didn't. But it got me thinking quite a bit about this term warning shot. In other words, we read about different people in the Bible when they could have taken somebody out, but they chose not to. They cut the hem off of their robe and sent it to him saying, I could have took you out. It was a warning shot. And it got me thinking, like, well, what in our lives have we been given warning shots on? Maybe it was a poor decision. We lack judgment in an area. It's an area of sin that we keep repeating. And one time, someday, we get that warning shot saying, hey, this is it. For me, that warning shot told me I need to straighten out my eating. I need to exercise more. I need to bring down my blood pressure, which was quite high in the last few months. And maybe, just maybe, with a whole lot of prayer, these aneurysms are going to go away. But what about other areas of our life? If we get a warning shot in regards to our relationship with our spouse or our kids, what does that warning shot look like? And what are we going to do about it so it doesn't become severe? Because quite honestly, it freaks me out when the doctor said that aneurysms are a ticking time bomb. And if you don't do something about this with this warning shot, things will not turn out quite as well as the last time you had a brain hemorrhage. So think about that for a moment. What warning shots have you experienced in your life? And what are you doing to avoid complete and total disaster? For me, it was a lifestyle change. For you, it's going to be something different. For me, it was health related. For you, it could be kid related. For you, it could be job related or spouse related. Something to think about. Shoot me your questions, pastorbobadams@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Bye.